Hey guys. Okay, we're live here with Carly from Clutter Free Carly, and this is Brett Stern. He is one of the owners of One Thrive. So first of all, I just want to say, Carly, thank you so much for your presentation. I know I saw there were some homeschool moms that were really excited about seeing that, and they're excited to sign up to get your downloadables. So thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. I'm excited to be here.
So I just want to start out. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and like how you started your social media presence?
Sorry, guys. The feed keeps cutting in and out. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can
Did
hear
you
you
hear
now,
my
yeah.
question?
Okay, I didn't hear your question.
Okay. I was just saying, if you could tell us a little bit about how you got started with social media and sharing your tips.
Yeah, so it was kind of a happy accident. I started professional organizing, and I started professional organizing because I was really overwhelmed in my small home. I had just moved into a 1,300 square foot home that was built in the 70s, so it had no storage space at all. And then I spent hours researching how to organize, how to make my space work. And I became so passionate about it. I started helping other people out in my community. And then while I was out in the community, I would help people, I would declutter and organize for them. And then a lot of times I would get a call back, or it would end up back to square one. And I started really realizing the real change isn't going to happen unless people learn themselves how to get organized. I can't do it for them. And so I really became passionate about going online and teaching people online, so the lasting change would happen when they started learning to do it themselves.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not like a one and done thing. It's like you got to keep kind of doing it.
Yeah.
And how do you see? I have a quick question. So, how do you see the results? Are you seeing people able to stick with it? Like, what percentage of people that you're working with are able to stick with it, and then they go down, they come back? I know it's such a challenge, even for me, and I'm sure for Anna too, is to staying organized, and you get motivated to do it maybe in the new year or back to school, and then it's like a challenge after that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me too, so I call it the cycle. So we'll declutter and then we'll go buy the bright new shiny thing. And pretty soon we look at our house and we're like, holy, how did all of this stuff get here again? And so really it is that mind switch of, okay, once I declutter, I'm not going to bring more in, practicing contentment. And so what I see the percentage of people, I'd say it's, I don't know, it's a fairly good percentage that sticks with it once they implement my routines. A lot of people have bought my e-course, which really helps. That accountability is really helpful.
Right. That speaks highly to your course, that if you make it easy enough and simple enough, and the people can follow certain steps, it makes it easier. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you guys watching, if you have questions, you can go ahead and write them in the comments, and we'll get to them when they pop up. And how did you come up with the system today that you shared with everyone?
So I'm not a naturally structured person. I'm actually not a naturally organized person either, contrary to like you'd see Clutter Free Carly. Oh, I wish people told me like, I wish I could do what you do, or my house looked like that. And like, you can. If I can do it, you can do it. And structure for me, like routines, is something that I'm not good at all. I have ADHD, so I'm always just like, oh. And I needed it though, not for my sake only, but for my kids, especially as a homeschool mom. I realized that once I added these certain things that my kids could expect every day, we're doing breakfast every day, and it doesn't have to be around the same time. It's not like, okay guys, breakfast is at 9. But if they know around the same time, we always do breakfast, and then after that we always do this next thing, they start to expect it. And I've realized our days just run a lot smoother. So I came up with a flow to our day. I'm like, what do we generally do? Not, oh, we're going to do this at this time, but what does our day, like, how does it naturally fall into the flow of things? And as we naturally fell into that flow, then I started saying, okay, this is going to be more of a structured schedule. And like, I like to have a structured routine, but keep it loose. So that way, if we don't get to breakfast if the morning is crazy and, you know, I'm not making hot pancakes. I'm just like, okay, we're still having breakfast. I'm going to put cold cereal, because around the same time, we're all meeting together at the table to have breakfast.
Yeah, I really like it. You know, I'm not a homeschool mom, but like afternoons after they get back, there's certain things we always do. Like they always like at some point get a snack, always at some point do their homework. You know, there's like things that have to get done in that like between 3 and bedtime, between 3 and 8. And I love this because I'm like, okay, I should start doing that, because like sometimes they'll come home and one will start watching TV and one's eating a snack and the other one's trying to do their homework and they're like, be quiet. And it's like, oh, I love that, because it's like, it doesn't have to be like so timed, like it's, you know, 3:30 time for whatever, but it's just like, okay, guys, we're going to all do the snack at the same time when we get home. And then we're all going to do our homework. And then we're all going to, you know, have a down hour or whatever. And it's perfect because we have like our OneDrive sort of in the where everyone is. And I like the idea of taking that OneDrive like pointer magnet and being like, okay, it's, you know, snack time's over now, it's time for homework or whatever. And thinking about how like maybe they can start to expect those things, and like we can have a little bit of a better flow, because like I just feel like the afternoons with the kids are so crazy. Everyone kind of wants to do their own thing.
Yeah, and contrary to popular belief, like, you know, I had someone a while back message me and they were like, don't you feel like your kids are going to resent you because you're so like structured? And I'm like, actually, no, it's the opposite. My kids thrive off of this. It's chaos, and it's, you know, I don't know how to explain the level of chaos and overwhelm when your children don't know like a general what they can expect from us, you know, as their parents throughout the day. So I've actually found the opposite. They really do thrive when there's some sort of structure to the day.
It's like a dichotomy. You think that the kids just want no structure, and then when you give it to them, they do so much better. I would imagine too that in homeschooling, it's even that much more important, right? You know, the kids who go to school, you know, go to a traditional school, they have a structure for most of the day, and then obviously, like Anna is saying, when they get home, you want them to have that structure. But throughout the day, unless you have those hours structured out, your day is going to be chaotic, and their day is also going to be chaotic.
Yeah, you know, moms who have kids that go to public school and then their kids are home during the summer. That's why there's all these jokes about like, oh, I can't wait till my kids go back to school, because it can be really chaotic. Like it, and so if your kids are home all the time because you homeschool, it's truly essential.
Yeah, I agree. I have a quick question about so do you use the OneDrive with regard to your homeschooling, or do you use it for just like, you know, like after school activities type of thing?
Oh, absolutely. So I actually use the file folders that come with the OneDrive boards to store their homeschool stuff. Like right now we have their morning menus, which is our morning time. I just bought some menus online and it's dry erase. So they have their morning menus in there. I put my clipboards in there with the work that they do for each day. We schedule all of our family events. I put my pen holders there so they can get their pencils down from the OneDrive board. Our OneDrive board is really, really essential in our homeschooling atmosphere.
That's cool, because I think, and Anna too, you know, we have really tried to find these other sort of verticals, whether it be financial planners, and homeschooling is one that we really think we could expand upon, is really letting people know how this can help throughout your day and help you with your homeschooling. So I hope that there's people watching that realize this is a good tool for homeschooling.
Yeah, you can even post your children's art, you know, on the cork boards. Like there's so much you can do with your one board when it comes to homeschooling.
I've seen some homeschool moms that they use the narrow organizers, like, you know, the Taylor or the Rachel, and they have like where their kids sit. They actually have one for each kid, so it has like each kid has like their own file folder for you know, whatever their activities are, and it has like that kid's schedule on the, you know, Monday through Friday board, and like Carly saying, like there's stuff on like the cork board.
That's actually really brilliant. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Okay, guys, next project.
Yeah, so like I've seen some where they have like they have it like somewhere else, or sometimes some people even have one. I don't know how you do it with your kids, but they have like you know, one of those long desks against the wall kind of thing with like the OneDrive like on top.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's how we learn how to, a lot of things about how we can make One Thrive better. Also, is by talking to people like you who are like, oh, if you did this, other people do it. That's why what's fun about the community and even having these type of events is seeing how people are using it, what they can do better, how they can learn to be better organized. Because we like to say, Anna and I like to say that the One Thrive is just a tool, just like the skills that you teach. You're just giving people, tips and skills that you've learned that have made your life easier. That's what's so much fun about this and your presentation before is that you're giving people this structure, and then you're saying, hey, let me know how it worked for you. What should I change? What things, are different? Because we're all feeling like we're not experts. We're just sort of sharing what worked for us.
Yeah. Rachel says she likes how you say loose structure. And I think that's like a really important point because as someone also who has ADHD, it's like you need that flexibility. And when you hear people tell you things like, oh, okay, you're going to do a schedule, you're going to do a routine, it feels very like, that's not something I can do. I can't accomplish that. And I can't be like restrained like that. But that's something that I've learned from some of the people that do this presentation. Like a routine doesn't have to be this like every minute accountable. You're accountable for every minute type of thing. It can be like, here's the 5 things I do in a day. And it's like, that's a routine. Which I think that's really important to not be intimidating to, not everyone's like type A organized, but we all thrive better when we have structure. So I think it's a really important way to frame organization.
Yeah, I think it's really important to keep it loose too, because I don't know about everyone out there, but when I will do a structured routine, like with times, so like, okay, from 8 to 9, we're doing this, from 9 to 10:30, we're doing this. If we don't get to that, it really stresses me out. And I feel as a mom, like I failed as a homemaker. I failed my kids. It's this weird thing that happens to our brain where it's like, okay, these are just time blocks. So on this time block, we're going to do homeschool. On this time block, we are going to do outside play. And then, if the outside play doesn't happen, okay, let's just move the outside play over to our afternoon, or let's take it off altogether. It doesn't have to be so rigid, and that really helps me too.
Well, that's also a great skill to teach your kids too, about, hey, it's okay if I mean, not that that's a failure, but like, to be more fluid with regards to everything in general, because everybody is just like, hey, they want structure and then they're frustrated when it doesn't work. And we're all trying to teach our kids, no, just acceptance and sort of moving through, yes, you have to have some structure and you have to have some discipline, but it's okay to be flexible. And so that's definitely a good skill to teach your kids.
Absolutely. Yeah. And life happens.
Yeah. We all know that for sure.
Okay, guys, I know some of you were asking about Carli's freebie. We will be sending out an email later this afternoon. If you're signed up for the summit, you're going to get the email and it's going to have a link for you to download that. We're also going to share it in the group in a little bit after this. Carli, thank you so much for your time. I don't know if you were able to join the Facebook group, but if you want to join the group, you can pop in. And if anyone, if you have any answers for anyone, you can feel free to answer if you have time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll link everywhere that people can find you. But do you want to tell everyone where they can follow you?
Sure. They can find me on Instagram under Clutter-Free Carli. I also have a YouTube channel where I'm making more videos, really focusing on longer form content. So you can find me over there as well under Clutter-Free Carli.
Oh, I didn't know you were on YouTube as well. That's awesome. I'll have to check that out.
We really appreciate you, Carli, and thank you for being, a partner and working with us and using One Thrive and getting the word out there, because it's our community and the people who use it and tell us the things that we can do better that make a huge difference. So we thank you, and anything we can do to help, we want to try to do.
Yes. And absolutely. I see some of you are saying you just joined now or you want to watch the replay. That's totally fine. The videos will be up in the group throughout the summit, so you can catch those later. Thank you so much, Carli, and for your time. And thank you guys. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.